talked about the resource guide, and then we finished today talking about Angelique and her growth, her business, and how amazing it was to see her live the other day. Welcome and thank you for joining us at BSN Live with Ben and Maddie. We're talking all things business, sales, and networking. Come and join our conversation. I'd like to sink and just turn it off. I'm just, oh well.
So if anyone knows, if anyone knows any iPhone repair, we would love to have them part of our community and our group. I think that's one of that's a big hole. I don't think it's a hole that we're missing in BSN, where we need a tech repair, someone.
We had somebody in the group at one point, but I'd seen a post, but it's been a long time. And really, that's why I wanted to put this, or we wanted to put this resource guide together. When we are talking, we want to have that information, but we want it to be the people that we're working within our group. We're trying to promote all of us together, and that's the value we're trying to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I want to shout from the rooftops how badass Chris was when she's working with her and she's doing my copy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Rick, as he's helping me with my trust, or Donald working with the credit repair, life insurance, or whatever the case, or whoever you are. And if I'm not mentioning you, it's by no fault. It's not by no intention, but that's the idea of that business resource guide right here. Case in point.
Yeah, and it's about communication, conversation, and networking. That's networking. We're pushing those. It's very interesting to me when I see people that have businesses, that have, they're getting business, but they're not going out there and communicating with. Again, you guys, if I had a place of business, I would communicate with what I did. I met Matt, and that's why we've created this. We have this. Network, communicate, get in the messenger and say, hey, you know what? I heard about that community resource guide. What is that all about? How can I get on that? How can I be involved in it? It's something that we're going to be utilizing as a tool for everyone, all the members in BSN. And that when people ask Matt, hey, do you know anyone, or there's somebody that we can refer or recommend, we want you on top of mind. That's why not get that kind of business?
Absolutely. And my little vision of this of late is I've been putting it on, but I didn't really have an intention of putting it as a landing page or as a web enabled page, but I was able to do that. So, I'm going to get a domain because it doesn't need to be on my real estate domain, but I want BSN to have a home there as well. So we have the BSN resource guide. You're in there. That's the link that you can go to. And when you're referring that iPhone repair person, not only do I get that information, I get great resources, plus all the other great businesses that are associated as well.
That's and it looks beautiful. Matt, he's done. If you haven't had a chance to see it, it looks really nice. Maybe Matt can put a link on the bottom or a copy of it. If not, if it's ready, we'll put it up there for you guys. But everyone's going to eventually get it soon. All the members, anyone that signs.
No, I encourage you, please. If you're not in there, there's a link. I'll put a link here in the chat or the comment section here. But yeah, there's a link at the bottom of the page. If you're a business, I want you to go and click that so we can include you. I did not include people just randomly. So if you didn't give me permission or we haven't had that conversation, you're not going to be in there. And for no fault other than we just need to have that communication, fill that form out. Let's talk. Let's put you in there. And I would love for us all to promote each other.
Yeah. Does it cost? What does it cost, Matt? What's the cost? What's the cost?
What is cost? Cost of what?
Exactly.
My time and your time to fill out a web form. That's it.
Yeah.
Fill out the web form. Put your information. I see a bunch of people that are in the chat here now. You guys have all filled it out. New owners, new people here. Please go ahead and fill it out. I just want to connect with you. I want to put you in that guide, and I want to be able to be that person that helps refer great companies. I have been a connector. I didn't realize there was a word for that. I just kind of happened to be me. But I do know pretty much anybody in anything. So if you need something, Obviously I want you to contact me if you need real estate help, because I want to be the one to answer that question. But if you need other resources, I've always been that person that knows a guy. I know a
Yeah.
guy, a gal, whatever. If you need a problem solved, I 99% of the time know somebody right off the top of my lips, or the top of my mind. But the other day, somebody asked for a computer tech, and gosh darn it, I could not remember Michael Polak's name. And gosh darn it, he helped me out so much that it bothered me significantly that I could not remember his name to shout him out when the time came.
Sure.
And that's, again, the reason that this resource guide is valuable, because now you don't have to remember. The guide will remember. You can reference it and send the info out, or you can send the whole guide out to help promote everybody.
One of my we always talk about vision is we're trying to connect more with restaurant owners too, or people that have a place of business where we can have an event at your location. I would love to have, if like coffee owners or a coffee shop or somewhere, or if you have a food truck of some sort, where we can say, hey, you know what, Matt and I are going to be here, or you're going to be there. Okay, great. We're going to show up and we'll have breakfast there. Come meet us on a. But remember when we first talked about that, we were before whole COVID and everything happened. We were all on board on this. We were getting on it, and then boom, it was I'm not going to say that was a like the whole shutdown, everything like that was like meant to be. I'm not going to say anything like that, but I'm going to say is we did take the opportunity to get better in getting our message better and getting stronger at communicating and really going, how can we use and what's happening in the world today, and going, okay, like we have to innovate. We have to innovate and use the technology, use the people that are around us that are, and actually we got stronger. I want to say, Matt, we got really, really strong. I'm surprised. And a good example is that Angelique's live yesterday. Thank you, Angelique, for doing your live.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please tag her if
Angelique. Whoa.
Yeah, thank you, Angelique, for that amazing live. And she says, oh, I'll come back next month. Angelique, you need to be doing like a live once a week and just coming out and talking to the group and just saying, just because you're such you have such an awesome voice and such an amazing presence in the group. I mean, she was talking about she is an ultimate networker. She has gone out and reached out with everyone, a lot of members in BSN. She's friends with a lot of people in BSN. She's met with a lot of people. People have communicated with her and Elric, AVDC, anti-disinfectant cleaning company. You guys, she is an amazing person, and they're just amazing people overall. But she did her live yesterday, and we talk about live videos, and we had a quick conversation on the messenger, and she goes, oh, I forgot to say this. I forgot to mention this person. I go, look, remember when we do our lives, I forget what I'm going to say too all the time. I come up and say, oh, I have a thought. I want to say this. And then when I hit the stop button, and I'm like, oh, I never said like 80% what I wanted to say to you guys. Right?
We do that all the time. And how many times in the lives, as well as we're in conversation, we're thinking of something else, and then we start steering, but down the wrong path, and you have to. Ben's like, Maddie, you're going down the wrong path. Come back with me, But that's the whole joy of going to be live and showing your personality, showing what you're all about, and the connection she's made. I remember when they were at my home at the beginning of COVID, when we didn't know what was going on. I had a whole bunch of things happening. My wife was panicking. They gave my wife such a great peace of mind in the home. I can't tell you. And she was so nervous. She didn't want to be on the camera. I was like, hey, let me take some videos. And she's like, no, I don't want to be on video. And look at her rock starring it out yesterday.
Yeah, I remember, she was so shy, right? She didn't want to be in front of the camera. It was actually Elric that was the one that talked to us in the beginning on Zoom, right? When we first met, she was kind of like
Engler. Yep.
And then she's coming on. Now she's just like doing these. She comes out and does a live. She looks all pretty, and everyone's like engaging with her. Hey, how are you? And they're just excited to see her. I'm telling you, Angelique, you have a great presence about yourself. You need to do it. BSN is a great group for you to come out and just talk and meet. And then when you start the power, when you start going into on your personal page, and and she's done some lives, but coming out and talking to, hey, everybody's okay, or sharing stories, and it doesn't have to be personal, but knowing how to tell a story. And one of the things she is doing is she's giving it her company is they give people peace of mind. And I'm glad you say that, because it's the same thing with my wife. And I remember, guys, I ended up sick. I also got sick too. And I was quarantined for a while, and my other daughter got sick, and she was quarantined. And my wife was really stressed out because she was gonna have to go clean everything and disinfect the room I am now today. And she was like, oh, we're gonna, and they actually saved a lot of time for my wife to go out there and peace of mind, comfort, saying, okay, great. All my, because when you're sick, when you have the virus, right? You have that. I got to be careful with what I say.
Right.
But you're coughing, and and you're all over, and you're on your pillows and stuff like that. So, and we're doing our best with the hand sanitizer, but they went out and they have 3 different types of technology that they're using. I think they're the only ones in Las Vegas that have this technology, which is the light technology, which you guys all know that's the popular one. That's not popular one, but that's the one that really, I think they use like the Mister, the light, and some other. You guys are gonna have to come back and explain that to us again.
They got all 3. Yeah, they got the UV lights, they got the ozone, and then they got the hydrogen peroxide mist.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I don't mind being a commercial for y'all, because I love y'all, man. You guys are great.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But really, really, I mean, again, my wife was like, they came out and there's a peace of mind. She was like, okay, great. And it was nice to just, after that whole ordeal, because at the end of the day, like people, it does bring anxiety when you don't feel well, and you're like nervous, you go get tested. I'm just telling you, you go get the test, and you're like, oh shit, I'm sick. And then you're like, you got to deal with this whole, then you got to go through it all. And then you're like, how's my body going to handle this? And lucky for us, everything went okay. But after the fact of going, okay, now we got to get ourselves back together again. And that's a process too. So I'd be interested to see people's stories on how they handle after, right? Like what's their after plan when everything is like done with the whole, because I have a family. I have my family in Oregon. They all got to get my aunt. Let's make a quick story, but they all ended up testing positive for COVID too. And and they're all like, it's a family. The whole family just happened to be together, and they all quarantined together. And I had to tell them, share that story with them and say, hey, this is what happened to me, and sharing that information and clean. And unfortunately, they're in Oregon, and I hope there's a company out there or people like Angelique and Elric that they can meet or there's someone that can come to their home and take care of them the way they did to us. And that's seriously, if I had the funds, I would fly, I would say, hey, can you guys go do this?
But take care of them as well.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of, that'd be, how awesome would it be if they had a business like that, and then they had places all over the U.S. That'd be awesome.
It out, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, they could do it. I think they can. I believe in them. They could have I think that's something that's going to stay for a while, and I can see them having a couple offices in the U.S. That'd be amazing, right? We were part of that story, That's
absolutely. And he was such ahead of the game when this happened, because we didn't know in 2020 this was going to happen, and he was already going this direction, building this company, creating the foundation in 2018 or 2019, maybe 2019. It wasn't terribly long before, but he had the foresight, and that's the direction he was going. So he's able to be ahead of it. God, how awesome is that, to be ahead of a shift like that?
Yeah.